Good evening. I'd like to call the regular board meeting to order. Would everyone please rise for the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance?
Dear Heavenly Father, we call upon you this evening, asking for your guidance in our decision-making. Give us the wisdom to make our judgments based on the best interest of this community and the children we serve. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Mr. Rodriguez, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Ms. Foche.
Mr. Campbell?
Here.
Ms. Harris? Here. Ms. Jackson? Here. Ms. Lee Bowman? Here. Ms. Lemoyne? Here. Mr. Long?
Here.
Ms. Dysart?
Here.
Ms. Rodney?
Here.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Here.
Mr. Warner? Here. And Ms. White?
Here. Thank you, Ms. Foche. First item on the agenda are the communications update with Super News. And at this time, I'm going to call Ms. Pritchard up just to say a couple of words. And then we are going to actually move this item to the next meeting's agenda. Good evening, Ms. Pritchard.
So in the packet this month, you have our communications update, which includes all of the press releases since the last time we met, including the swearing in from the last meeting. I've also included toward the back of your packets our social media, which is Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn analytics, as well as our district website analytics. We are continuously trending upward with our district website analytics, and our LinkedIn professional following continues to grow. So we're doing an excellent job with that. And at the next meeting, we will be able to show you our spotlight in Super News of all of our students of the year. So we're excited for y'all to see that next time.
Okay. And we are deferring that because of the weather situation, and we're trying to take care of the business part of the agenda. But can I mention at this time that Ms. Pritchard, who is here, will be leaving us to take a promotion and a big raise and moving to the State Department of Education, where she's going to be the Deputy Chief of Staff to one of the Chief of Staff at the State Department of Education. But she's going to be volunteering here and continuing to help us. She has a very flexible schedule, and she'll be with us through a transition period as we begin to search for someone who can assume that particular position. So I just wanted to thank, Ms. Pritchard publicly for the tremendous effort and the wonderful job that she has been doing, and she has created through the communications and the website and such, templates for us to use, and has done an incredible job with our employees and the website and the communication. So I just wanted to publicly thank her for everything she's been doing for the school system. And I know she is a phone call or a text or an email away.
Or 8 blocks.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Foche. And Lexi, on behalf of all the school board members, too, we want to thank you sincerely for all of your hard work. Your shoes will be difficult to fill. You have done an excellent job and gone way beyond the call. So we appreciate all of your hard work. You'll be missed, and we appreciate the fact that you're going to volunteer and come back.
Yes, for as long as you will let me. So I'm very excited to continue to do as much as I am able to do. So yes,
Well, thank
heavily
you.
volunteering, as long as you'll let me.
Thank you again, and congratulations
Thank you.
on your upward movement
I
with the
appreciate
State Department of Education.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
know that because she has her 4 children here in our school,
Yes.
so we know she's going to be here
Yes.
every day. and
Yes, my
consistent.
husband's also an educator in the school system, so yes, very excited to continue to support in any way that I can.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is the St. Bernard Parish government proclaiming January 2023 as School Board Recognition Month. And with us tonight, we're pleased to have Mr. Richie Lewis. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you all so much for having me today. And before I read this, I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for the dedication and hard work you put into this community, because it shows when we have people like you guys sitting here doing the job every day. And just want to make sure that I say I appreciate that. I want to congratulate Ms. Pritchard on her move up to the State Board of Education. That's awesome. And by virtue of the authority vested in us as the governing body of Parish of St. Bernard, we do hereby proclaim January 2023 as School Board Members Recognition Month, given under the hand and seal of Parish of St. Bernard on this 24th day of January 2023. So on behalf of President Guy McGinnis and the St. Bernard Parish Council, I would like to present all of you with a proclamation for the hard work that you guys do. Thank you.
And Richie, on behalf of all the board members, we want to thank you for coming tonight, and also thank you for this proclamation. Please relay to President McGinnis and your fellow council members. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Will do. Thank you all.
Okay, next item on the agenda, election of officers, and I
Okay.
will give the floor to Mr. Long.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Dysart. Item 3-1 is the election of president, and for the benefit of the new board members, this is something we do every January, and it's for, we elect our officers for the calendar year of 2023. And with that, I'll open the floor to nominations for the election of president. Mr. Warner.
Thank you, Mr. Long. I would like to nominate Mrs. Dysart as president of the St. Bernard Parish School Board for the next 2 years. Mrs. Dysart has over 40 years' experience, and she served as president and vice president many times. She's led us through some very turbulent times. Mrs. Dysart believes she has the experience and the leadership ability to move this board forward and to keep us and retain our position as one of the best school systems and improve upon that as one of the best school systems in the state. So I nominate Mrs. Dysart.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Warner. Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Are there any other nominations for the office of president? I'll repeat that one more time. Are there any other nominations for the office of president? Okay. Hearing none, we'll close the nominations for president. So congratulations, Ms. Dysart.
Thank you, Mr. Long, and thank you, fellow board members. I'm humbled and also honored to serve as president, and I appreciate your support of confidence and your vote of confidence, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you individually and as a board as a whole to do great things for our students in the future and continue our our efforts to have vision, effort, and success, and do hard work, very hard work for the children of this parish. So I thank you very much. Thanks again.
Thank you, Ms. Dysart.
Okay, next item is the election of vice presidency. Are there any nominations at this time? Mr. Long.
I'd like to nominate Mrs. Catherine Lemoyne for vice president.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion to nominate Ms. Lemoyne, seconded by Mrs. White. Any discussion on that motion? Are there any other nominations at this time? Okay. The nominations are closed. Congratulations, Ms. Lemoyne.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored. Thank you for your vote of confidence, and I'm really excited to work with this board to help move our school system forward. So thank you very much.
Congratulations. Okay. Next item on the agenda is approval to incorporate the report of the general committee meeting minutes to January 10th, 2023 into the minutes of January 24th, 2023. And this was, that was the regular monthly meeting.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Warner. Is there a second? Second. Second by Ms. Jackson. Any discussion? There being none, please cast your votes.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is an approval of the regular monthly meeting minutes of November 29th, 2022, as published on December 23rd, 2022. Is there a motion on the floor at this time? A motion by Ms. Lemoyne, seconded by Ms. Bowman. Any discussion? There being none, please cast your votes.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is an approval of the special meeting, which was the superintendent's evaluation minutes of December 6th, 2022, as published on December 23rd, 2022.
So moved.
There's a motion by Ms. White. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Campbell. Any discussion? And that evaluation has been sent on to the state as required by law. Okay, no other discussion? Please cast your votes.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is an approval of the regular monthly meeting minutes of December 2022 as published on December 23rd, 2022. Is a motion on the floor at this time to accept? Motion by Mr. Long, second by Ms. Lemoyne. Any discussion? There being none, please cast your votes.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is a review of the personnel changes for 2023. Mrs. Pritchard, Denise Pritchard. Good evening.
Good evening. For the new members, the highlighted names are the new additions since the last meeting, the last time we were together. You can see that we've just hired 2 social workers. We're very excited about that. And we do have 2 longtime educators, Mr. Brian Shepard, the oral TC instructor at Chalmette High, and Mr. Dennis Bradley, who are both retiring. So we're going to miss them.
Retirements and the support.
Oh, yes. We also have Judy Buffany. She was one of our bus riders. She would ride with the special ed students, and she is also retiring.
Okay, on behalf of the board, we want to wish all of our retirees, Pamela Nunez, Brian Shepard, Dennis Bradley, all a very happy retirement, and we want to thank them for their many years of service to the students of St. Bernard Parish, and Chelsea Nunez and Alexis Pritchard.
Yes.
We already gave our kudos to Lexi, but we want to also thank Pam Nunez, Brian Shepard, Dennis Bradley, and Chelsea Nunez, and again, Lexi for their years of service to our district and for the students of St. Bernard Parish. And also, we want to thank Sherry Lopez and Judith Buffany for their many years of service. And I know Judith's been with us many years, and I don't know how many Sherry's been with us, but
A long time.
a long time also. But many, many years combined with all these retirees
Yes.
and their many years of service to the students of St. Bernard Parish, and we thank them and we wish them a happy retirement.
Yes.
Anyone else? You've been busy, huh, Ms.
I've been
Pritchard?
busy, yes. And we continue to search, always open to hire, looking for teachers, substitutes, custodian, bus rider, bus drivers, occupational therapists, social workers. So send it to us if you know of anyone.
Great job of filling those positions.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Okay, any questions, personnel? All right, thank you again. Next item on the agenda is an approval to authorize the newly elected school board president to sign on school board checking accounts on behalf of the board.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. Warner. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Long. Any discussion? There being none, please cast your votes.
Motion passes 11-0.
Next item is an adoption of the resolution of Code of Conduct for Louisiana School Board members. There was a recommendation by the committee, and normally we would have to read these into the minutes. Okay, and I'm going to read it. Code of Conduct for Louisiana School Board members, whereas members of the school board will endeavor to meet and adhere to the following LSBA Code of Conduct. Represent the constituents, parents, and students of the district which we serve, while remembering that our overarching concern must be the educational welfare of all the students of the district. Respect and uphold the laws and Constitution of the United States, the state of Louisiana, and the policies adopted by the school board. Respect and treat with professionalism and courtesy our fellow board members, the superintendent, staff, educators, parents, and students of the district. Maintain decorum and professionalism in my communications with and about my fellow school board members, the superintendent, staff, educators, parents, and students of the district, no matter the forum. Recognize that my authority is that of a member of the school board acting through the process of the school board, and that I do not have, nor will I attempt to exert any authority as an individual over the superintendent, staff, educators, parents, or students of the district. Respect and adhere to the decisions of the school board while retaining the right to respectfully seek reconsideration of decisions with which I individually disagree. Guide and direct the concerns, complaints, and questions of constituents, parents, and students to the superintendent for consideration and action in accordance with school board policy. Conduct my personal and professional life in a manner befitting an elected representative of the people in accordance with the laws of the United States and the state of Louisiana. Refrain from using the position as an elected school board member to pursue personal financial gain or aggrandizement. Make a concerted effort to attend the meetings of the school board to which I am called, and be prepared to discuss and deliberate on the matters that are scheduled to be before me. Respect and maintain the confidentiality of information to which I may become privy in accordance with state and federal laws and the fiduciary obligation that I owe to the district. Affiliate with the Louisiana School Boards Association and avail myself of the continuing education opportunities offered, thereby toward meeting my obligations for annual continuing education as provided by the law. Resolve that the St. Bernard Parish School Board adopts the Louisiana School Boards Association's Code of Conduct for Louisiana School Board members on this 24th day of January 2023. Does the board wish to join in a joint acclamation? All in favor of that acclamation, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next item is an adoption of the resolution of the date, time, and place of the general committee meeting and regular monthly meetings for the year 2023. There was a recommendation by the committee, and it reads as such: whereas Title 17 requires local school boards to hold at least one regular monthly meeting, and that public written notice of meetings be given. Whereas Act 707 of the 1977 Louisiana Legislature exempts local school boards from having to give written notice of each regular meeting by adopting a resolution establishing the date, time, and place of regular meetings. And whereas the Louisiana School Boards Association has recommended that all school boards in the state of Louisiana adopt a resolution to this effect, and that the resolution be given appropriate written public notice. Therefore, be it resolved that the St. Bernard Parish School Board hereby establishes 6 p.m. on the second Tuesday of each month for the calendar year 2023 to meet as a committee of the whole for a general committee meeting, and 6 p.m. on the fourth Tuesday of each month for the calendar year 2023 to meet for its regular board meeting, with the following exceptions: December 5th, 2023 for its general committee meeting, December 13th for its regular monthly meeting, and be it resolved that said meetings will be conducted in the St. Bernard Parish School Board Office, 200 East St. Bernard Highway, Chalmette, Louisiana, and that an agenda will be posted 24 hours prior to a meeting at the St. Bernard Parish School Board Office and on the St. Bernard Parish School Board website. And further, it be resolved that written public notice be given at least 24 hours in advance of any change in a date, time, and place of regular meetings. And be it resolved further that this resolution will be posted in the St. Bernard Parish School Board Office, and that copies will be forwarded to the local newspapers. And this is being under the hand and seal of the St. Bernard Parish School Board on the 24th day of January. Board wishes to join in a joint acclamation of this resolution? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Next item is an approval of the 2022-2023 pupil progression plan addendum. This was a recommendation by the committee, and I know Ms. Paulton is in the audience tonight. Anything changed since the committee meeting, Ms. Horton?
Wait, what?
Any changes since the committee meeting?
No, just that,
Everything's the same.
On February 1st, which is next week, we're sending home a
Why
letter to
don't
the
you
parents.
come to the podium, please?
Since I've met with you, I met with the principals and the assistant principals, and on February 1st, which is next week, we're sending a heads-up letter to all 3rd and 4th grade parents to let them be aware of what's coming in the next few months. I also put in that letter that if a child has an IEP, then the IEP committee would make the decision about what is the best option for that child. So that's all going home next week. And we're going to attach some little practice things for the kids to do at home to prepare them. Okay?
Thank you, Ms.
But I've
Horton.
met with all principals and assistants, so they all know about it.
Thank you for that update. Is there a motion on the floor to adopt the
I'll make a motion.
addendum? There's a
Make a
motion
motion
on
to
Mr.
recommend.
Long, seconded by Ms. Jackson. Any discussion or any further questions?
I just have one quick question. Sure. I know that we didn't have any data 2 weeks ago on projection of how many students this could be. Do we have any
No.
data yet? No testing?
No. We're going to be doing Dibbles testing again shortly, and we should have some data after that. But just for 3rd grade, not for 4th grade.
So we can, you'll come back and you can give us.
If you want me to.
I would love that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Hall.
Yes,
Okay.
Ms. Holton, once all the data is collected, please come back and let us know what your plan is gonna be as far as like, summer school for the kids, how you're gonna approach that.
Yes.
I know you kinda had a.
Yeah, we're going to do it the same way I had said before, probably, because that way we'll give the parents, it's going to be, from what I'm doing in my head right now, it's going to be two-week sessions, because it only has to be 30 hours. So if a parent has a vacation plan for the 1-2 weeks that we schedule that child for, then we can opt into the other 2-week session. But it's not going to hurt any child to come, because if they need literacy practice, then this is a great way to do it.
So it'll be open to the students, even if they do, meet the standards of that literacy exam.
No, it's going to be like for the kids that don't meet the benchmark.
Okay.
Now, we do take most of the L kids in summer school,
Okay.
all of them. We take all of them. But that's my proposal right now, but I guess it just depends on how many kids we're looking at. You know, so it's still a touch and go thing. And I can get that Dibbles data from Christy. She should have some of it now, and I'll get that to you the next meeting. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Halton. Are there any other questions? Okay. There's a motion on the floor and a second. Please cast your votes.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you, Ms. Butcher. Next item are items to be placed on the next committee meeting agenda. Are there any at this time?
I have one, Ms.
Mr.
Dyson.
Long?
Ms. Voce, maybe for the March meeting, can you give us a status report on the land where Sebastian Roy School was, so we can have a discussion on possibly disposing of it, or at least look at our options?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Or
Yeah,
items? Mr. Warner?
I'd also like a status meeting, Ms. Voce, on a while back, I don't know, was it 6 months ago, we passed an energy savings. We hired an outfit to do some energy savings for us.
Energy savings.
Yeah, or taking a look at our energy use.
I think it was when Jason Dewey presented.
The energy management systems, are we talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
Anyone else? And of course, board members, you have up until 5 days before the meeting to add any items to the agenda, okay? All right. Next item is, are the superintendent's notes.
Just the, included in your package is just the monthly update of your adopted budgets, the actual expenditures to date, and the percentage that has been spent according to the budgeted amounts, and how we're doing, as the year progresses. Normally, as most of you know, that we usually come in the month of April to do any type of actual revisions to the budget that was adopted last May and then revised again. I think it was the October or November meeting. And we'll have the next revision in April, but these are just monthly reports on the expenditures and budget to actual.
Superintendent, I have a quick question. In thinking about the pupil progression plan and the idea that we're going to have to do some additional summer school for students, will you look to use title dollars for that? Will we have money
First
within
use
the
on the
budget?
dollars will probably be from the ESSER 3 funds, that, or at least 20% of the ESSER 3 funds must be spent on that, narrowing the gap on the learning loss which has occurred. So the first call for summer sessions will be on those. We may then couple that with some Title I funds as well, depending upon the actual cost. But the first call will be out of the ESSER 3 budget that we had that we had adopted in the beginning of the year.
Makes sense, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions at this time? Okay. Did you have any other superintendent?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, thank you. All right, is there a meeting, motion to adjourn the meeting? There's a motion from Mr. Campbell. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Rodney. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, good night, and be safe.